Over the past couple of weeks, Shedeur Sanders has really elevated his game, working his way up the depth chart, being a potential number 2 overall draft pick to falling all the way down to the 5th round due to maybe concerns about an ego or maybe concerns about his dad taking over as head coach. Who knows why he fell off the planet of Earth during the NFL draft. But one thing that we all understand is this guy, talent-wise, is one of the best quarterbacks in this year's NFL draft. And throughout the first portion of rookie minicamp, not only did he prove that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the room already, also proved that he's a leader on and off the field with everything that he showcased. But yesterday, and 2 days ago, and today, guess what? OTAs, organized team activities. The Browns took place in a day 2 OTA period that was open to the media, and we saw a lot of highlights, we saw a lot of news, we saw a lot of notes, we saw everything that you'd want to see in a practice. And what does that come with? Some great news surrounding Shedeur Sanders. Now, when we go through yesterday's practice, I should say, we're going to break down some of the best throws he's made. We're going to break down everything you need to know about Shedeur Sanders over the past few days of OTAs. We're going to cover it, right? Before we do so, I want you guys to comment down below. Who do you think is the best quarterback in this room right now? I don't care if you're a Brown fan, if you're if you're a Kenny Pickett fan, if you're a Dylan Gabriel fan, Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders. Who is the best quarterback on this football team from what we have seen so far during rookie minicamp and OTAs and from what we know of Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel? In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders, so far, again, take everything with a grain of salt because there's no pads on, but they are running 11-on-11s and 7-on-7s. Shedeur Sanders has proved a lot so far. There's still a long way to go, and he's still QB4 according to their depth chart. He's got a long way to go. Let me know who you guys think is going to be that number 1 quarterback, and when do you think, if he gets a chance, do you think Shedeur Sanders will be the starter of this football team? Let's break down some of the best plays from OTAs right now. Now, this right here is the first throw I absolutely loved. Now, the camera angle is not the best. We're only in 7-on-7s, which means there's no offensive line, there's no defensive line. This play could have been a lot different if you had Myles Garrett coming at you. I understand that. But when you look at the matchups here, it looks like man-to-man coverage for the most part. You have a one high safety look who's cheating to the left side of the field, right? He's cheating to this side of the field. Whenever you have a one high safety look, this becomes a yes-no read for a lot of quarterbacks. Now, what does that mean? Well, essentially, if that safety moves to the left side and you like a matchup on this side, most likely you have a 50-50 ball opportunity. So watch this play by Shedeur Sanders. Right, 7-on-7, we got 2 linebackers, we got press man right here, and look at this, we're going to get great release point with that tight end. Not only do we like the matchup, but we also have a linebacker who's a little bit slower and maybe not as, elusive and quick as this tight end. So boom, as we get that initial release, Shedeur Sanders is all over it, right? Drops back, right? Fork is not amazing, but look at this. Throws it up in the air, but look at the ball placement. One thing in yesterday's video I covered was the placement of his football was better than anything I've seen from anybody else in these practices. We saw Dylan Gabriel ball in 11-on-11s get batted down by Mason Graham. He did have some really good throws, but we never saw anything like this. This is a perfect pass on a corner route to the back left pylon to a tight end in press man coverage versus a linebacker. Guys, this is elite type of stuff right here. And I am all about it. Once he sees this guy right here, okay? Once he sees this guy kind of break up for that tight end on the quick out, boom. That's a one-on-one coverage read, right? You see it barely. One-on-one coverage right here. We're throwing that ball every single time of the week, right? Yes, no, we're going to circle yes. We're throwing that football. The placement has to be perfect, and guess what? It is. Unbelievable catch by the tight end. Again, I'm all in. Now, really quickly, I don't want to sit here and say that I think Shedeur is way better than Dylan Gabriel. I'm not saying that. I think they're both solid quarterbacks. We've seen some good. We've seen some bad from both, right? Dylan Gabriel had a throw right here where he started to get nervous about having that defensive line swap balls down to the line of scrimmage. So he's tended to, naturally just put that ball up a little bit more to get it over. And then, boom, he'd sail the ball over receivers' heads at times. He'd get deflected. So there are some downsides of both quarterbacks for this football team, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur. I'm not sitting here saying that Shedeur is clear and cut the better quarterback right off the gate. It's actually pretty close. Here's another angle of this football from the opposite side. Once again, as we drop back, we're looking. Once we see that yes, no read, we throw it up. And again, just want to point out the ball placement. Again, really good catch here by the tight end. But the only thing I care about during OTAs is ball placement. It's the only thing that really matters. Making the right read and making sure it's where it needs to be. Brennan Bates makes an unbelievable catch, but that ball couldn't have been more perfect, man. It really couldn't have. Great snag, great catch, great throw. I'm all in. We also had a couple of more throws that were really good. Now, this is a play, again, no 11 on 11, so you can't take too much out of these. Actually, wait. Before we get any further into this video, do me a big favor, guys. Hit the like button. If you want more Shedeur Sanders breakdowns throughout the entirety of the offseason, you may ask, what does that include? Well, not only are we going to cover the rest of OTAs, which includes all of next week, but then we transition into mandatory minicamp. After that, they get a break, and then we get into training camp. If you want me to cover every single practice, including Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns, all you got to do is hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Guys, it is free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to the channel, and we got you guys covered through everything possible. OTAs, minicamp, training camp, preseason football, breaking down all 22 coaches' film of Shedeur, looking at every single rep. We got you guys covered. Join the family, turn on post notifications. That way you're notified every time we post one of these videos. And with that being said, let's dive back in. So here's another play where, again, it's only 7 on 7s. But even if it is 7 on 7s, you don't want to be stagnant. You want to, act like there's a pass rush coming. So boom, he scans left, there's nothing there. Roll out to the right, and then take his check down with Pierre Strong breaking wide open underneath and getting that touchdown, right? So again, great job by Shedeur Sanders. Here's another look at the tight end in the back of the end zone. We also saw another one. And now this is another one of my favorite throws of practice. Once again, very similar situation. We're looking at a goal line fade. He hit one to the left. And now look at this. Going to hit one to the right. Again, he's got some area to work on the footwork. I'm not saying he's a clean-cut, perfect prospect. He's got some area to grow, but that's what you want to see, right? Look at this throw. Once again, same spot, same position, only where his receiver can go up and get it. These are the ones that make you sit here and say, okay, wait, maybe we were right, or I guess you could say wrong. But this is a first-round pick. This is the second best quarterback in the NFL draft. He slipped. He fell for whatever reason. But what we do know, he is so much better than a lot of people think. I could go back and I could put on some film from rookie minicamp where he demoralized, defenses as well. This Browns defense, again, no pads, take everything with a grain of salt. But as of everything that we have seen, the throws, the leadership, in my opinion, which may not mean nothing to you guys, Shedeur Sanders has been the best quarterback that I've seen with the highlights. Now, they might just not be showing us some Joe Flacco ones that are really good, or Kenny Pickett ones that are really good. They're really focusing on Shedeur Sanders. They're showing us a bunch of Shedeur Sanders film, or highlights. So that's all I can go off of. From what I've seen, he's been really good.